Hello Taurus friends, how are you guys doing? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I am so happy to have all you beautiful Tauruses with me, as well as the cross watchers. Welcome to the newbies, welcome back to the subscribers. I appreciate you all so much. Today we are going to do a spread on love for you guys. Yay, everybody loves the love readings, right? So this is going to be for mid-May into June, roughly, right? We're dealing with energy, so there isn't always a fixed start or stop end date. If you've stumbled across this video, there's probably something in it for you. That being said, these are general messages. Not everything I say is going to resonate with everyone out there, and that's totally fine. Never force something to fit your circumstance or your scenario. If it doesn't resonate, you can drop it like it's hot, okay? I do encourage you to check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs for additional messages or for more clarity. If you don't know how to do that, there's going to be a link in the description box below that will take you to the site where it'll generate your birth chart. It's totally free. It's fun. You should check it out if you're interested. What else do you need to know? Everything else is going to be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using, all about this channel, the social media channels, etc. And before we get into the love reading, I do just want to note a few fun, special, important things. First being May is Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month. So big shout out to all the CF warriors out there, sending you so much love and support. And in addition to that, May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. Super important to talk about, especially on a platform like this. So I'm wearing my Mental Health Awareness Month shirt that says your feelings are valid. It's really important to talk about this, guys. There is a very big difference between seeking professional help, medical, mental, therapy, etc. Tarot help versus professional medical help, right? Tarot is such a fantastic tool. It can help us with self-growth, self-development, enlightenment, learning how to love ourselves, how to navigate some of the difficult things that happen throughout our lifetime. That being said, it is not ever a substitute for professional medical advice for people who are trained to deal with imbalance in emotions, in mental problems, mental instability. That being said, there should be no shame attached to that. There should be no stigma attached to seeking professional medical help if you are going through a difficult time. It's actually super empowering and badass that you love yourself enough to seek professional counseling if and when you need it, right? And only you know when to make that call, when to use that judgment. But yeah, please never substitute tarot readings for something that is heavier, that does require that professional help, okay? Super important. And the reason I bring that up is because moving forward in all of the tarot readings I do, in the description box, there's going to be a link to a few different websites that can show you how to seek counseling and guidance if you are dealing with emotional problems or mental instability or something like that, as well as the number to the suicide hotline. So if you or someone you know is really struggling, please do the right thing and pass that information along, okay? So that being said, we are going to hop into your love reading, all you Tauruses out there. I felt like it was important to mention that in the love reading video too, because love can do some crazy things to us, right? I think we've all gone through a relationship or multiple relationships that they can leave you with a few battle scars, right? And it is up to you how you choose to deal with that energy, how you choose to heal from it, right? There are certainly healthy coping mechanisms and some not so healthy coping mechanisms. Again, no judgment. You're not to blame. Unless you choose to not seek help when you need it, right? So that's really important. Again, no stigma or shame attached to seeking professional help, okay? I'll leave it at that. So let's jump in. Let's have some fun with this love reading. Take everything, take away messages only for your best and highest good. Don't take everything, right? Only take what's meant for you. That completely goes against what I was just saying. All right, cool. So what can we get for, I want to call you Virgo. Maybe some of you are dealing with a Virgo. For the Taurus squad, for the Taurus gang, happy birthday to all the Tauruses out there. I hope you guys had a fantastic day of celebrating, or week, or month, or year. All right, anything we need to know for Taurus in the arena of love, messages for their best and highest good. If you're into social media, check out the Intuitive Teacup on Instagram and Facebook. Those channels are brand new, so they could definitely do some, or need some love, some likes, some subscribes, etc. The cards are not popping for you, Taurus. Oh, just as I say that. All right. Oh, no. The Tower. Capricorn just had this, too. All right, so the U section. Actually, Capricorn just had 2 of these cards. Interesting. The U section, Taurus, we are getting... Ooh, these shadows are going to suck. Should I move my light? We'll try it there. You are getting the 4 of Wands, so fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And in this deck, it's called the Freedom card, which is pretty interesting. Sorry, I'm just making sure the shadows aren't totally like... Anyway. The Freedom card, Taurus. So what are you seeking freedom from? I'm going to turn this over because it's distracting me. I want to focus on your energy. The 4 of Wands. So Wands talk about travel. They can talk about communication, about our passion, our artistic endeavors, our careers. This is an Aries card for anyone dealing with an Aries. And I mean, important to note in a love reading, it is sometimes the soulmate card, the 1111, right? Feeling like your twin flame, your soulmate. But I think that's an interesting dynamic being called the Freedom card too. So also to that, I also equate the 4 of Wands with a stable foundation, a solid, stable foundation, almost like the 4 corners of a house, the 4 pegs of a whatever. It's like upward movement, growth. Wands can certainly talk about growth as well. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This could be a lot of different things for you, Taurus. So let's get some clarifiers real quick so we can get to the heart of the matter here. The 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So Venus and Virgo. This is the sometimes single ladies card or single gents card. Abundance, right? You are in your garden. It's your safety spot. Your essentially your home, right? Your backyard. You're not leaving your backyard, but you are quite abundant in the skill or in the area that you are currently. Money might be very good. You're very independent. It frequently speaks about the idea that the pentacles you've earned, the money or the abundance you've gained, it's self-made. You're self-reliant. You don't, it's not like somebody else is bringing home the bacon, right? Yes, it's very tranquil in her garden, right? She frequently has some sort of pet. Here you have a pet tiger. That's pretty badass, Taurus. And it is Earth, the Earth element, Pentacles. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And let's see. It is a Taurus card. No, just kidding. It's a Virgo card. I do think that, I mean, in addition to being like the single ladies card, it doesn't have to be, but there's an independence tied to this card. You don't rely on other people. But sometimes with this card, there isn't enough risk-taking. Everything you've achieved is great, but it's like you've never left your backyard, metaphorically. So sometimes there's a need to shake things up a little bit, to go after the next step, which would be the 10 of Pentacles, right? And that always talks about legacy, the idea of partnership, of building a family, of having children, of having great-grandkids, things of that nature. So, I'm going to pull one more card for you on this. This one. The 9 of Cups. Okay, interesting. So you have 2 9s. So this is the wish fulfillment card. And with Cups, it talks about our emotions. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. I see you as calling in your soulmate. For a lot of you Tauruses, you've reached some sense of stability in your life and you are independent, and there may have been a need to prove that either to yourself or to those around you that you are a self-made man or a self-made woman, and congratulations, you have, but ultimately you have to do what feels good for you, what feels right in your heart, because the 9 of Cups is coming up here. What is your ultimate wish fulfillment in terms of the fairy tale ending? What is the 10 of Cups for you? Because the 9 of Cups, you have reached a certain level of achievement that, again, makes you feel good about yourself, makes you feel positive, which is badass. Good for you, Taurus. I love that. But the way she's blowing on like a dandelion, it's like she's sending out wishes to the universe. And because there is that 11-11 thing here, it's like there's something about wanting to call in your soulmate. You certainly have abundance, and it shows. It's visually all around you. You can see the rewards for your hard efforts, either in work or however you relate to this, if it is your family. But it's like you're calling in one last thing, because it's going to be like the cherry on the cake of completing for you, like, yeah, like the ultimate fairy tale ending, the fantasy, what you've always wanted. Now, I mean, this is a love reading, right? But for some of you, it's like, again, I don't know where this is going yet. We're going to get there. But that last little, cherry on the cake, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be something that would add fun to what's already an established relationship if you're not single. It could be, buying that sports car you and your husband or your wife have always dreamed of getting. It's that last little celebration of, do you know what I mean? There's something missing that it's like you're wishing on a star, sort of. You're sending out thoughts or wishes into the universe, because ultimately there's something else that would make you happy in terms of emotions. You already have a stable foundation. I think it's, from what I understand, it seems like your wealth, your money is okay, and it allows you a certain amount of freedom to maybe go on vacations when you want, or again, buy a car when you want, but you're not doing it for some reason. And I mean, maybe you are working your way up to that energy to have that freedom, or I'm sorry, I will rephrase that. Maybe you are working yourself up into the Nine of Pentacles mode. Maybe that's your goal. Maybe that is your wish, right? Maybe your wish is, I don't know, to be single. I don't think that's for most of you, but your wish could be for freedom, to have that stable foundation financially that, again, I was saying, go on vacations, travel, see the world, meet the romantic partner of your dream. And something about it may have to do with funds, Taurus, which would make sense for you. You are the worker, material possessions, for better or worse. That is important to earth signs, right? The tangible, seeing the results of their work. All right, let's move on to your person. Oh my God, we're already at 12 minutes. Sorry, guys. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so fantastic. Your person is the Ace of Pentacles. You might have a new person coming in. Aces are the seed, the beginning, the seed that's going to grow into a tree. It's literally called the abundance card, right? These cards are interesting because sorry about the shadows. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to move my light. These cards are interesting because they literally spell it out for you. It says abundance. Now, I take that into consideration, but I read these cards intuitively, so. But yeah, we want the Ace of Pentacles. That's always a good thing. So, and again, earth energy, that's something that's going to mesh well with you, Taurus. So let's throw a couple clarifiers, I guess. The Fool. Okay, so beautiful. A new beginning. Jumping off the ledge, taking risks, doing some activity or going down some new path, doing travel, going back to school, starting a new career because your heart calls you to do it. It's what your heart is singing for you to do. You don't have a lot of hang-ups or hold-ups about the past. You're closing out old cycles. You're starting anew. It's the card of Aquarius and sometimes Aries as well. You might be dealing with someone like that. So, I mean, this is coming up in your person section. Feel free to swap the roles if this is resonating more with you. Also clarifying the Ace of Pentacles with the Fool is the Chariot. So Cancerian energy. I think Capricorn when was it Capricorn? Somebody just had this. It was one of the earth signs. It may have been Virgo. I think it was Virgo just had this card too. Internal balance, balancing our own dark and light energies. Everybody has dark and light energies, masculine, feminine qualities. They need to merge together to exist in harmony within us so that on the outside and the exterior, when life throws a million things at us, we are at peace within, so our reactions to our surroundings, to the universe, will also be in balance, in peace, in harmony. It talks about the idea of balancing the internal, right, and also the external. The dark and light horses, they need to work in unison together to get that charioteer to the next destination, to their goal, to achieving their dream, to achieving their wish fulfillment, right? Again, this is coming up as your person, but it actually looks very good. There may be some sort of meeting. I do sense that this person isn't in your life. I mean, the Ace, the Fool, newness. And then the Charioteer, it is a motion card, right? With horses similar to knights. It's bringing things in. And there is something about you, it's like you're in your safety zone, you're in this place that is comfortable, but you're not taking risks, Taurus. You're sitting under the tree in your backyard, you're sitting in the garden, and I'm not putting that down. I think you've worked very, very hard for what you have. I think maybe you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, which is absolutely beautiful. Again, like that's killer energy. I love that. But I think you're seeking freedom. Again, whether that's financial freedom or independence, but I think you already are independent. I mean, potentially you could be seeking freedom from a relationship if you are stuck with someone and it doesn't feel like they are your wish fulfillment. I use that term stuck lightly. Hopefully you're not stuck with someone, but do you understand what I'm saying? If you're with someone and it's not the end all be all, maybe this is a new person coming in. It could be a Cancer. Again, it could be an Aries or a Aquarian. It could also be an Earth sign. So what's between you and this person is the Tower. Okay. So, Tower is a tricky energy. It brings destruction into our life, but it's for a good purpose. It is so we can rebuild and start anew. This person may be bringing a tower into your life, but it's actually a good tower. Because again, I am sensing that you're a little bit complacent. You're kind of stuck again in that safety zone. You are dreaming of more. You're wanting more. You're wishing for more. Something to do with freedom. It might just be freedom from your house, freedom from, or like liberating yourself from the mundane, the boring. That could be it, Taurus. I think that is it. You're comfortable, but you yearn for more. You want freedom from the everyday ho-hum, the ordinary. Well, in comes that Tower, and I think in this deck, I love it. It's called the Angel of Enlightenment. So it puts a positive spin on the Tower because the grand scheme of things, the Towers are great. They bring change into our lives when we're too stuck to make the change ourselves, right? It's universe coming in to help us, to give us a little nudge in the right direction. What's tricky about the energy, though, is that the Tower moments are big. They're significant things that literally kind of destroy things so that we can rebuild. So Tower moments, being fired from a job that you always hated but you thought you needed, in the grand scheme of things, it's a good thing because you weren't happy there, but you were never going to leave because you were so stuck, right? You needed it to pay rent. You needed it for the health insurance, but you were living, but you were not alive. Tower moments come in so that you can feel alive again. You get into a car accident. It's out of your control, but things like that, we don't always see what the positive spin to it is until weeks later, months later, years later. But it's one of the things you have to have faith that when you are completely knocked off your horse, so to say, and you have to start and rebuild from scratch, there's a bigger reason for it, Taurus. So I will say, and this isn't necessarily the case for everyone, because you are stuck in the comfort zone, this Tower is going to disrupt your comfort. Either financially, potentially emotionally. Maybe someone's coming in and they are going to be your soulmate, but you're going to feel things that you've never felt before, and that could be your tricky energy. There's different severities of the Tower, but generally speaking, they change up your life. So maybe there will be a bit of financial struggle, but this person's coming in with a new pentacle for growth, a seed that can grow into something big. So I'm not too concerned about it. Let's clarify the Tower. How are we doing for time? We're okay. What can we throw on the Angel of Enlightenment, aka the Tower? Whoops. The Emperor. Okay. So the Emperor frequently does have to do with career. He builds the empire, right? It could do with your house. Another Aries card, by the way, might be dealing with an Aries, especially a new Aries. And I always say the Emperor gets a bad rep because he is very stern. He's all about order and control. That is what I'm sensing with you, Taurus. And I mean, I know you guys get this analogy all the time, but you're the bull, right? You can be stubborn. You can stick your heels into the ground and not move and brace for it because you were determined to fill in the blank, get the job done, whatever. The Emperor is all about order and control. The only thing that can really shake the Emperor is the Tower, the universe, right? This Tower is coming in again to shake things up, so that you can release control and ultimately gain that freedom that you do want, Taurus, but you may just be a little bit afraid to go after it. And as I was saying, he gets a bad rep because he is very stern and cold and about order and control. But we have to remember, he's a fire sign, though. So there's something about the Emperor. There is passion and creativity and love and enthusiasm and adventure and excitement burning within him, right? At one point, he was the Knight of Wands, right? He was the player. He was fun. He was this. Like, I very much equate this with the King of Wands, right? There's fire energy there. So again, in dealing with the destruction, it's like you're going to burn it to a crisp so that you can rebuild on whatever this is. But it's hopeful, because do you know who can rebuild after a tower is destroyed? The Emperor. He's going to rebuild this into something even better. He's going to rebuild it into an empire. I don't think you need to fear this tower. I mean, I think you are going to, because that's in your nature, especially because you are, again, stuck in the safety zone. This tower is going to shake things up for you, Taurus, but I think it's needed. And I wouldn't fear it. I would embrace the change with open arms, because something good is going to come out of it, right? All right, so let's see what else we can get for... The Eight of Pentacles is what is in your guidance. So the Eight of Pentacles talks about focusing on the work. In this deck, it's called dedication, is written down below. So Eight of Pentacles is sometimes the apprentice card, the artisan card. It's doing the work and not worrying about the end result, not worrying about, you know, I'm doing this, this, and that, so how much money am I going to get for it? How many new friends am I going to make? How many people am I going to impress? It's not about the end result. It's really not about the future. It's about the present. It's focusing on the task at hand and enjoying it. It's a card about living in the moment. I think that's what this is when the Tower comes. And because this is a love reading, for some reason I'm just getting that this person comes in and their energy is unlike anything you've ever dealt with. It's like freewheeling and wild. Like the Fool jumps off the cliff, right? The Chariot has these wild ass horses, but they're in control and they know it, so they go. And their chariot may look rocky and unstable, but they're in control. They got this. This isn't you, by the way. This is your person. Sorry, Taurus, my screen froze, so I had to restart it. Anyway, this is saying live in the moment, enjoy the experience. Don't be future thinking. Be thinking about the future. You're riddled with anxiety, right? There's a need to live in the moment, embrace the Tower. I said this to Capricorn, when the Tower comes in, you can choose to jump out and be like, oh my God, this is the worst nightmare of my life, and you know, be bumping on the rocks and fall into the ocean in poor form and completely in disarray. Or you can embrace it and do a Swan Dive, this really classy dive where you have good form and you're just like, I knew this was coming, let's do it. That's how you need to approach this change, this Tower moment. I know that sounds silly, but that's sort of what I'm getting with this. Dedicate yourself to enjoying the moment. Because ultimately, the long-term success, the Nine of Pentacles that you've been working at your entire life, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's amazing. But there's something about it that you're still lacking on the full emotional kaboom of it. Do you know what I mean? The full throttle enjoyment of life. This person's going to bring that to you. It could be a Cancer. Again, Aries too. Aries is very strong here with the Emperor. Let's clarify the Eight of Pentacles with the Hermit the Hermit card in reverse. So the Hermit card in the upright is inner or seeking knowledge from within oneself, going on that spiritual journey of self. You know, metaphorically, you're in the woods in a robe and cape, dark, right? You're not surrounded by people. You're not socializing. You're in hermit mode. This is saying, get out of that. It's saying, don't do the 9 mode. You have 2 9 modes here. The wishing and dreaming on a star, and, you know, the being safe in your abundant garden. It's like, flip that shit upside down and take some risks. Hop in the Chariot with this person coming in your life. Embrace that crazy change, Taurus. Step out of the comfort zone. Get out of hermit mode. It's not doing anything for you, and live in the moment. That is your guidance here. All right, let's pull a romance angel card for you. Sorry, I'm gonna have to merge these videos. Darn it, I hate when that happens. What can we get for Taurus for a romance angel card to go with this beautiful spread they have? This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. All right, all right. So maybe for some of you, you do know who this is. Maybe this is someone you're not officially dating yet, but they're in your surrounding environments. Maybe it's someone you're crushing on and they're about to come in. I still think most of you haven't met this person yet, to be really honest. But it could be the one. And I mean, interpret that as you will. The one that you're going to date next, sure. The one that you're going to marry, maybe, if you want, like perhaps. Nothing is set in stone. We all have free will. And I also think, you know, we can't get carried away with, well, the tarot card said this is the one I'm going to marry. That's not how life works, right? It's an option. I think be open to the energy of what's coming into your life, because we don't know everything. There's a lot that is up to the universe, that is up to destiny, right? Be open to new experiences. Embrace change. Embrace the Tower, because ultimately it's the card of enlightenment. All right, Taurus, where's my other deck? Oh no. Oh, it's been behind me this whole time. I didn't even realize it. Oh my goodness. All right. So the last thing we are going to do is pull an oracle card for you. We're doing this a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it here and I'll show it to you. And then we're going to hop over on Facebook together and we are going to discuss it. Okay? So what card can we get to go along with Taurus's reading? Now, if this was enough for you, if that gave you some clarity, some advice, some guidance, some confirmation you were seeking, that's fantastic. That makes my day. But if you are interested in learning more about this oracle card, hop over on Facebook, check me out. I am the Intuitive Teacup, also on Instagram as well. And we'll talk about it there. I'm trying to drive some traffic over to the social media channels, you know, gain new subscribers, have these messages reach new people who need to hear them and who want to hear them. That's my goal, because I love doing these videos for you guys. So I hope you're at least liking them back. And if so, hit the like, share, subscribe button. Hit the wiggly bell if you want notifications every time I post. But other than that, I am so super grateful just to have you guys joining me on these videos. Honestly, it means the world to me. Yeah, I feel like this is what I was meant to do, and it took me about 30 years to discover it. So yeah, show some love and support back. And other than that, thank you for joining me. I wish you guys all the best, and I will catch you guys next week for one last reading, I think this month, on finances and career and money. So that should be fun. So check that out next week, or look for that next week. The card you got is enjoyment. Taurus, that's kind of perfect, right? That's what we were talking about the whole time. All right, catch me over on Facebook, The Intuitive Teacup. Otherwise, I will catch you guys next week. And yeah, have a lovely weekend. Bye, guys.